The Richardson family Christmas Eve dinner was in full swing at their Hampton estate, with the usual mix of designer outfits, expensive wines and carefully crafted insults. I sat quietly at my assigned place, the far end of the table next to the kitchen door, in my simple sweater from Target. "Look what Charlotte got us," my sister-in-law Vivian squealed, unwrapping a Hermès scarf. "She always knows the perfect gifts." My brother Derek smirked in my direction. Unlike some people who can't even afford a proper present. I touched the small envelope in my pocket, my gift to the family, while checking my phone. A message from Maya, my COO, "Purchase complete. Turtle Cay Resort is officially yours. Announcement email scheduled for 8 p.m. Speaking of Turtle Cay, Mom chirped, "We're all going for New Year's." Charlotte booked the Royal Villa again, of course. Emma, "Well, we assumed you wouldn't be joining us." I smiled, thinking about the past 5 years. While they thought I was struggling to make ends meet at my little tech startup, I'd built Eclipse Digital into a multi-billion-dollar empire. The same company that had just acquired their precious Turtle Cay Resort, the exclusive Caribbean island where they spent every New Year's Eve. "Remember when Emma tried to come last year?" Charlotte, my perfect older sister, laughed, as if she could afford the membership fees. Now, Dad said, swirling his $1,000 wine, "she does her best with what she has. Not everyone can be as successful as you and Derek." My phone buzzed again. Forbes interview confirmed for tomorrow. Stealth billionaire. How Emma Richardson built a tech empire in secret. Also, the resort staff is ready for the ownership announcement. "Did you at least get a bonus this year?" Derek asked, his voice dripping with fake concern. "That startup of yours must be paying something by now." Before I could answer, the butler appeared. "Pardon the interruption, but there seems to be an important email from Turtle Cay Resort." "Oh." Vivian clapped. "Probably confirming our New Year's reservations." Everyone reached for their phones. I watched their faces as they read. "Dear valued members, we are pleased to announce that Turtle Cay Resort has been acquired by Eclipse Digital Holdings. Please join us in welcoming your new proprietor, Ms. Emma Richardson." The expensive wine Dad had been drinking sprayed across the white tablecloth. Charlotte's phone slipped from her manicured fingers. Derek's face turned an interesting shade of pale. "There must be some mistake," Mom stammered. "Emma couldn't possibly." "Actually," I said, pulling out the envelope I'd been saving, "this seems like a good time to give you my Christmas present. It's a lifetime membership to Turtle Cay Resort." I paused, enjoying the shocked silence. Owner's privileges, of course. The family library had never felt smaller as they practically dragged me in from the dining room, leaving their half-eaten Christmas dinner growing cold. "This is impossible," Derek kept muttering, frantically searching his phone. "Eclipse Digital, it's worth $22 billion as of market close today," I supplied, settling into Dad's favorite leather chair, his sacred seat that none of us had ever been allowed to use. "Though that will likely jump when our new AI platform launches next month." "But you're just..." Charlotte trailed off, her designer dress suddenly feeling less impressive. "Just what? Your struggling little sister?" "The family charity case." I pulled out my tablet, displaying Eclipse's portfolio. "Or just the CEO of the largest privately held tech company in the country." My phone buzzed, a message from Maya. "Asian markets reacting to Turtle Cay news. Your net worth just crossed 30 billion. Also, Elon Musk tweeted about wanting to meet. All those Christmas dinners where you made me sit by the kitchen," I continued, "all worked out rather well. Turns out the servants hear everything. Like how the resort was struggling financially, or how your memberships were all leveraged on credit." Dad finally found his voice. "The purchase price, it must have been 800 million? I smiled. "Barely a rounding error for Eclipse. Though I did enjoy watching you all brag about your exclusive $100,000 memberships while I was signing the acquisition papers." Charlotte, the family's social coordinator, was still processing. "But our New Year's plans will proceed as scheduled," I nodded. "Though there might be some changes to the guest list. Turns out many of your elite circle had some creative accounting in their membership applications." My phone buzzed again. Wall Street Journal exclusive ready to run. Tech titan Emma Richardson, the secret billionaire who bought her family's paradise. "Your startup," Vivian whispered, scrolling through news about Eclipse. It's behind most major AI implementations. Every time you mocked my computer games, I was building the future, I confirmed. Those Christmas bonuses you asked about, Derek? I gave out $1 billion in employee stock options last year alone. Derek slumped onto a sofa, his investment banking career suddenly feeling microscopic. You bought Turtle K just to show you what real success looks like, I nodded. Though I have to admit, watching you all brown-nose the previous owner while I was signing his paychecks was rather entertaining. The room fell silent as years of condescension and mockery came crashing down around them. Their exclusive paradise was now owned by the sister they'd relegated to the kitchen table. The staff changes start tomorrow, I added, checking my phone. Though I'm keeping Thomas, your favorite butler. He was quite helpful in providing details about your creative expense accounts at the resort. Mom looked up, tears threatening her perfect makeup. Darling, we were just trying to motivate you to be more successful. And how did that work out? I stood walking to the library window. Because from where I stand, the Richardson name is about to become famous for something very different than social climbing. The family portrait above the fireplace caught my eye, the one I'd been left out of because my outfit wasn't appropriate. Next week, my photo would be on the cover of Forbes. Your memberships, Dad said quietly. You'll renew them, of course? That depends, I replied. The resort's new mission is making luxury sustainable and inclusive. We're opening portions to local residents, starting environmental programs, funding marine research. Still interested? The silence was deafening. You know what the difference is between us? I continued. You spend millions trying to belong to exclusive clubs. I spend billions making sure everyone belongs. Maya's text lit up my phone. BBC documentary crew ready for tomorrow. They love the angle, the billionaire who bought Christmas. The next morning I stood in my real office, the entire top floor of Eclipse Digital's headquarters. Floor-to-ceiling windows offered a perfect view of the city where my family had once told me I'd never succeed, including their precious country club that I'd also quietly acquired last month. Ms. Richardson, Maya entered, tablet in hand. The international press is assembled at Turtle K. Your family just arrived at the resort. Apparently they took the overnight flight to handle the situation. I smiled, remembering all the times they'd told resort staff I wasn't on the approved family list. Connect me to the resort's main conference room. The massive screen on my office wall flickered to life, revealing my family seated in the resort's luxurious meeting space. They looked distinctly uncomfortable among the new Eclipse digital logos and the enlarged Forbes cover featuring my face. Good morning, I said, watching them jump at my voice. I trust the new staff treated you better than you treated them last season? Emma, Derek started, adjusting his rumpled designer suit. We need to talk about this rationally. The resort's reputation is about to improve dramatically, I cut in, activating a holographic display of the new resort plans. Let me show you what real luxury looks like. The room filled with 3D renderings, sustainable villa designs, marine research centers, community education facilities, all integrated seamlessly with the existing exclusive amenities. But the membership structure, Charlotte protested. The exclusivity will now be based on merit and contribution, not just wealth, I explained. Though I'm particularly interested in reviewing your membership files. The resort's financial team found some interesting discrepancies. My phone buzzed, a message from Bill Gates. Brilliant sustainable luxury model. Would love to partner on global expansion. Free for dinner next week. Dad stood up, attempting to regain control. Now see here, young lady. The Richardson name is about to become synonymous with something meaningful, I interrupted. Though I should mention, I've also acquired the Richardson family office. You know, the one you wouldn't let me work at because it would damage the brand? The silence was absolute. Even Charlotte's perfect posture crumpled. That's impossible, Mom whispered. The family office has been ours for generations. Until it faced bankruptcy last year, I nodded. Amazing what you learn when you actually pay attention to business fundamentals instead of social status. Maya entered again. Ms. Richardson, the United Nations Sustainability Team has arrived to review the resort's new environmental initiatives. Also, President Obama called about featuring Turtle K in his climate change documentary. Derek's face had turned an interesting shade of green. All this time while we were mocking your startup. I was building something that matters, I confirmed. Eclipse Digital doesn't just make technology, we're reshaping how the world thinks about success, sustainability, and inclusivity. I pressed another button and more holograms filled their conference room, data showing the resort's environmental impact, community benefit projections, and yes, the projected profit increases. Your social memberships, Charlotte said weakly, all those people you're letting in, will generate more revenue and positive impact than your exclusive circle ever did, I finished. Turns out doing good is good business. Something you might have learned if you'd ever looked past your designer labels. The doors of their conference room opened as the UN team filed in, followed by documentary crews. The contrast between their purposeful energy and my family's shocked defeat was striking. The new era of Turtle K begins today, I announced. You can either adapt to a world where luxury means responsibility, not just exclusivity, or you can find another resort. Though, I smiled, I should mention I've acquired most of those too. My phone buzzed again. The message made me laugh out loud. Monaco royal family requesting partnership on sustainable luxury initiatives. Also, your family's country club membership fees are overdue. Your sister's right, Dad said quietly to Derek and Charlotte. We've been measuring success by the wrong metrics. Not wrong, I corrected. Just shallow. Real success isn't about keeping people out, it's about lifting people up. I stood, preparing to end the video call. Oh, and about Christmas dinner next year? It will be held at Turtle K. The entire staff is invited as guests, not servants. They've earned it more than some members of our family. Mom dabbed at her eyes with a monogrammed handkerchief. Emma, darling, we never knew. That's the problem, I replied. You never looked past appearances. You never considered that real power isn't about exclusivity, it's about impact. The UN team began their presentation as I prepared to disconnect. Enjoy the new Turtle K, I said. Your membership reviews will be completed by next week. Though I should warn you, our new criteria value character over credit limits. As the screen went dark, I caught my reflection in my office windows. No longer the family embarrassment who couldn't afford proper Christmas gifts, but the woman who'd bought their paradise and transformed it into something meaningful. Maya entered one final time. Time magazine on line 1. They want to name you Person of the Year. Theme, the billionaire who turned exclusivity into opportunity. I picked up the phone thinking about all the Christmas dinners where they'd made me feel small. Now I owned their island, their clubs, their family office, everything they'd used to exclude me. But this wasn't about revenge. It was about revolution. Because sometimes success isn't just about proving people wrong, it's about proving that their entire definition of success was wrong to begin with. And as I began my interview with Time, I knew this was just the beginning of how we would transform not just Turtle K, but the very meaning of luxury, privilege, and power.